Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 12, Text 14. We ended up here last time. Upon the birth of a son, the king, who knew how, where, and when charity should be given, gave gold, land, villages, elephants, horses, and good food grades to the Brahmanas. We talked about charity in details, how it's the right time, the right place to give charity. And the Bhagavad Gita, the details are given. So we'll move on to the next verse. Am I audible? Am I audible and visible?
Now you're audible, Prabhuji.
Okay.
It was breaking before.
But the network seems a little choppy today.
Okay. Canto 1, Chapter 12, Text 15. Tam uchur brahmanastushta rajanam prasrayan vitam esha hi asmin prajatanto purunam pauravarshabha. The learned brahmanas, who were very satisfied with the charities of the king, addressed him as a chief amongst the Purus and informed him that his son was certainly in the line of descent from the Purus. Daivena pratighatena shukle samsthamupase ratovo nugraharthaya vishnuna prabha vishnuva. The Brahmana said, "This spotless son has been restored by the all-powerful and all-pervasive Lord Vishnu, the personality of Godhead. In order to oblige you, he has saved when he was doomed to be destroyed by an irresistible supernatural weapon. The child Parikshit was saved by the all-powerful and all-pervasive Vishnu, Lord Krishna, for two reasons. The first reason is that the child in the womb of his mother was spotless due to his being a pure devotee of the Lord. The second reason is that the child was the only surviving male descendant of Puru, the pious forefather of virtuous King Yudhishthir. The Lord wants to continue the line of pious kings to rule over the earth as his representatives for the actual progress of a peaceful and prosperous life after the Battle of Kurukshetra. Even up to the next generation of Maharaj Yudhishthir was annihilated, and there were none who could generate another son in the great royal family. Maharaj Parikshit, the son of Abhimanyu, was the only surviving heir apparent in the family. And by the irresistible supernatural Brahmastra weapon of Ashwadhama, he was forced to be annihilated. Lord Krishna is described herein as Vishnu, and this is also significant. Lord Krishna, the original personality of Godhead, does the work of protection and annihilation in his capacity of Vishnu. Lord Vishnu is the plenary expansion of Lord Krishna. The all-pervasive activities of the Lord are executed by him in his Vishnu feature. So in Krishna feature, what does he do? He just enjoys. He does his friendship nature. He does loving affairs, different rasas. But the whole point of actually working in executive position is done in his Vishnu form. And that's what Srila Prabhupada is referred to. And that's what Bhagavatam is referring to, the fact that Vishnu protected Parikshit Maharaj, although it was Krishna. because that aspect of Krishna that does that is Vishnu. Lord Vishnu is a plenary expansion of Lord Krishna. The all-pervasive activities of the Lord are executed by him in his Vishnu feature. Child Parikshit is described here as spotless white because he is as unalloyed. He is an unalloyed devotee of the Lord. Such unalloyed devotees of the Lord appear on the earth just to execute the mission of the Lord. So one might say, if he is an unalloyed devotee, then why is he taking birth? Because people who take birth of this material body in this material world are those who are envious of Krishna. Sorry, forgive me. Those who are envious of Krishna. So how come a pure devotee is taking birth? So pure devotees take birth like Parikshit Maharaj, like Hanuman, like Srila Prabhupada, like Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya. These personalities, Buddha, they are born purely to serve the mission of the Lord. There's a very pure purpose for them being born on this planet. There is no reason. They're not born because of bad karma or anything like that. They're born because the Lord has a purpose and he sent them personally. So Parikshit Maharaj is one such great, spotless, unalloyed, pure devotee of the Lord who's come to make sure Srimad Bhagavatam gets spoken, and also with his example, he has created and how to be a devotee. What does a spotless devotee look like? Tasman namna Vishnu Rakta iti loke bhavishyati nasandeho mahabhagavato mahan. For this reason, this child will be well known in the world as one who is protected by the personality of Godhead. O most fortunate one, there is no doubt that this child will become a first-class devotee and will be qualified with all good qualities. First-class devotee. The Lord gives protection to all living beings because he is their supreme leader. The Vedic hymns confirm that the Lord is a supreme person amongst all personalities. The difference between the two living beings is that the one, the supreme personality of Godhead, provides all other living beings, and by knowing him, the difference between two living beings is that the one, the supreme person of Godhead, provides for all other living beings, and by knowing him, one can achieve eternal peace. Katha Upanishad. Such protection is given by his different potencies to different grades of living beings. But as far as his unalloyed devotees are concerned, he gives the protection personally. Therefore, Maharaj Parikshit is protected from the very beginning of his appearance in the womb of his mother. And because he is especially given protection by the Lord, the indication must be concluded that the child would be a first-grade devotee of the Lord with all good qualities. See, Krishna provides protection to all people, all living entities. The tiger gets to protect with his claws. The cow gets to protect with his horns. So there's defense mechanism given to all living beings. But there are certain devotees who are very special, for whom Krishna provides personal protection, personal service. This reminds me of the story of Madhavendra Puri. Madhavendra Puri is a very special devotee. The first devotee who has mentioned about Madhurya Rasa. So Madhavendra Puri, when he a great devotee, Srinathji was discovered by Madhavendra Puri. Srinathji was established by Madhavendra Puri. And then after all the worship and all the food that was offered and all the worship for hundreds of villages around Govardhan, finally Srinathji says, Madhavendra Puri, I'm feeling hot. Can you please go to Puri and get me some camphor and sandalwood? I want you to put camphor paste and sandalwood paste on my body. Right now is that time. From Akshaya Tritiya to, I forget, to a certain time frame. All ISKCON deities, all Gaudiya Math deities you'll see are covered with sandalwood paste. Why? Because Srinathji wanted it. And Srinathji told Madhavendra Puri, who was a grand old man in his 80s, told him, you kindly go to Jagannath Puri and bring me camphor and chandanwood paste. So Madhavendra Puri left Vrindavan, left Govardhan, and he started walking towards Jagannath Puri. On his way, he happened to pass by Gopinath temple, which today is called Khirchora Gopinath. But that time it was called Gopinath temple. Madhavendra Puri was such a great sannyasi. He was at the highest level of sannyas. Sannyasis at the lower level, they beg for food. But sannyasis at a higher level don't beg for food. If something comes, they eat. If something doesn't come, they don't eat. Madhavendra Puri was at that level. So he was going to Jagannath Puri. On his way, he stopped by Gopinath temple. And as the Gopinath temple, the worship ceremony was happening, the pujari offered 108 matkas of kheer. And the smell of the kheer was so strong, it was so, uh, clear that the kheer was made with so much love. Madhavendra Puri had the desire that I wish I knew the taste of this kheer so I could make this kheer for Srinathji. But the thing is, the etiquette is when food is being offered to the Lord, you should not smell it, you should not taste it, you should not think about eating it, because it's for the Lord's enjoyment. First he enjoys and then we enjoy, right? Prasad is what we enjoy. Bhoga we don't enjoy. Bhoga means for enjoyment of the Lord. So Madhavendra Puri, before even the kheer was offered, he was thinking, I wish I knew the taste of this kheer. Although it was in the mood of service, he felt very bad. He immediately ran away from the temple. He went under a tree and he just chanted Hare Krishna and went to sleep. Gopinath heard it. Gopinath, in the middle of the night, woke up his pujari. He came in a dream and he told the pujari, my dear pujari, I have a great devotee of mine who's present right now in this holy land. So Khirchara Gopinath, that place is called Gupta Vrindavan. It's hidden Vrindavan. So Gopinath told his pujari in his dream that there is a wonderful devotee named Madhavendra Puri. He is my great devotee. And he desired to eat my kheer. Since I knew it, I could hear his thoughts. I have hidden a matka of kheer behind my lotus feet. So 100 matkas of kheer was offered. When the pujari picked up, he didn't count. He didn't know one kheer was missing. So one matka of kheer, Gopinath had hidden behind his lotus feet. He told the pujari, immediately wake up, come to my temple, take that matka of kheer, go and find Madhavendra Puri, give it to him. Tell him I sent it for him to taste it. So immediately Pujari got up, took a shower, went to the altar, opened the door, and voila. Um, so the Pujari got up, he went to the temple, and immediately he saw that behind Gopinath's lotus feet, there is a matka of kheer. He was astonished. He's like, who is this devotee? Immediately, he took the matka of kheer and he went screaming, Madhavendra Puri, is there anyone named Madhavendra Puri? I'm looking for Madhavendra Puri. And immediately, he found Madhavendra Puri under some banyan tree somewhere. And he fell at Madhavendra Puri's lotus feet. And he said, oh, you're such a great devotee that for you, the Supreme Lord has stolen kheer and is hidden behind his lotus feet. And he personally told me in my dream to wake up, get the kheer and give it to you. I can't believe what kind of a devotee you must be. He gave it to Madhavendra. Madhavendra Puri was very, very embarrassed. Very embarrassed. And he ate the kheer, tasted it with his relish. He was feeling embarrassed because he's like, oh, Krishna heard me. That, before even offering, I wanted to eat the kheer and Krishna heard me and he sent it. So He's feeling embarrassed. He's also feeling grateful that Krishna sent the kheer personally, personal reciprocation with the Lord. Then he ate the entire kheer. Then he broke the matka. Then even I've heard, I don't know if it's true, but even the matka he took, and he accepted that. And then that night itself, he ran away from that place and went to Jagannath Puri because he was fearful that now that this miracle has happened, everybody is going to worship him, give him, great reverence and everything. That what a great devotee Madhavendra Puri, that Krishna personally is stealing, kheer for him. So from that day, that place is known as Kheer Chora Gopinath. Till today, Gopinath is known as Kheer Chora Gopinath. For those of you from Bengal, you might have gone to Chandipur. So Chandipur is a place where the ocean recedes 1 kilometer. The beach becomes 1 kilometer wide. And then during high tide, the ocean comes all the way to the beach. So this place, the ocean is very flat. And that's where Gupta Vrindavan is, and that's where Khirchora Gopinath is. If Krishna and Indranath so desires, maybe we'll get to see, maybe we won't get to see when we go for a Puri Yatra. But point is, Khirchora Gopinath is there. And till today, 108 matkas of kheer is offered to the Lord, and we can sponsor it, right? From the local cows that are there, the temple cows, from them, the milk is made for Gopinath directly. So Madhavendra Puri ran away from that place and he went to Jagannath Puri. But guess what? Everybody was speaking about it. The word spread all the way to Jagannath Puri even before Madhavendra Puri arrived. So the king Pratap Rudra, personally, I don't know if King Pratap Rudra or somebody, the king of Puri came to greet Madhavendra Puri. He's like, "You're such a great devotee. Please come. You have honored us by your presence. Take darshan of Jagannath. We have all your chandan wood, your camphor ready. Trees and trees of chandan wood are ready for you." So Madhavendra Puri again feeling embarrassed, again feeling, oh God, everybody knows. So he goes, takes darshan, and immediately next day he leaves. Takes the chandan, camphor, and everything. And as he's going back to Vrindavan, Gopinath comes in his dream and says, "My dear Madhavendra Puri, please don't go to Vrindavan. I am present right here. I'm same as Srinathji. You kindly take your camphor, take your chandan, make a paste, and you put it all over my body. And thereby, me as Gopinath and me as Srinathji both will be satisfied. You kindly stay here and you chant here and you do your bhajana kriya." Madhavendra Puri stayed there and he decorated Gopinath with chandan. Till date, same Gopinath is being smeared in chandan and camphor because it's too hot and Lord's body is massaged with chandan and camphor. Madhavendra Puri stayed there, chanted there, and left his body there. Who is Madhavendra Puri? Madhavendra Puri is a tree in Seva Kunj under whom Radha and Krishna does their most intimate pastimes. Krishna massages the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani in Seva Kunj under the tree that Madhavendra Puri is. So more than gopis, more than gopas, more than the manjaris, sakhis, Madhavendra Puri gets to witness Radha and Krishna doing their amorous pastimes. So Madhavendra Puri was the first person to introduce the conjugal rasa of Radha and Krishna. Before that, Krishna used to be worshipped alone as Krishna. Even today, you will see most of India who are not Gauriya Vaishnavas worship Krishna alone. Laddu Gopal alone, Krishna alone. But Gauriya Vaishnavas, after Madhavendra Puri, after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, worship Radha, Krishna together. Because we have been gifted the understanding of conjugal love of the Supreme Lord from Madhavendra Puri. And then next generation comes Ishwara Puri. Then next generation, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Mahaprabhu, before even he came, Madhavendra Puri made the roadway for conjugal love, the understanding of conjugal love to be brought on this planet in Kali Yuga. This is not spoken in so much details in our scriptures because this is Krishna's personal life. Radha and Krishna, their personal life. But by the blessings of Madhavendra Puri and by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's advent, we have not only access, but after we leave this world as devotees, we get to go to Krishna's Rasalila pastimes. We become gopis and sakhis in Krishna's pastimes. That is the gift that we have from our acharyas. So, why am I talking about this? Because, am I audible?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
Because here, Krishna is talking about, or Bhagavatam is talking about, when Krishna personally reciprocates, such devotees are very powerful. So, very elevated, not powerful, elevated, right? Very close to Krishna. So, Parikshit Maharaj is such a devotee, where Krishna could have just sent his Sudarshan Chakra to protect him. But no, he came personally in the where Parikshit was and protected him from the. Can you just give me 1 second? I'm getting a call like 5 times. Please forgive me. Okay. So personal reciprocation from the Lord is very rare and very special. So here is an example of Parikshit Maharaj that we're talking about. So that's why I went back to Madhavendra Puri. And there are so many examples like that. In fact, we are so fortunate, thanks to Madhavendra Puri, that we also get personal reciprocation from the Lord. I'm sure all of you here have somehow or other, at some point or other, felt that Krishna did this. Krishna is present in my life. Krishna heard my prayers. Krishna, even I didn't ask for it and he did it. That's how special it is. It's not we are special. We have been made special by the mercy of Madhavendra Puri, by the mercy of Ishwara Puri, by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his entire disciplic succession. Because Mahaprabhu is in the mood of Radharani, the mercy is just unbelievable. Just think about it for a second. We have not gotten to that part of Bhagavatam where we talk about Dhruva Maharaj. But Dhruva Maharaj, again, Dhruvatara, right? Pole star. He's such a great devotee that Krishna created a spiritual world in the material world for him. Such a devotee had to do so much tapasya, standing on one leg, not eating, not breathing, surrounded by fire, all that to see the Lord face to face. Who are we? Born in Kali Yuga, no qualification. By chanting Hare Krishna in one lifetime, we get to go back to Godhead. Do you understand how fortunate we are? Where is Dhruva Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj? Great devotees of the Lord. Where are we? What kind of privilege we are being given? I don't think most of us even appreciate it. Right? But when we read Bhagavatam and see the kind of hard work and effort they went through in previous yugas, we can't even imagine doing it. If we were told to do that, we would not go back to Godhead in a million lifetimes. But Mahaprabhu is Radharani's mood. So he's like, hopeless case. So what to do? I have to do the hard work for them. Let me make it as easy as possible. No standing on one leg, no surrounded by fire, no yoga postures, nothing. Chant Hare Krishna, eat Krishna Prasadam, dance in kirtans, go back to Godhead. That's a good fortune. So I just wanted to share that, because just see how difficult, how fortunate these devotees are, how close to Krishna they are. And we have been given VIP passes. Oh, most fortunate one. There is no doubt that this child will become a first-class devotee and will be qualified with all good qualities. Shri Rajo Vacha Api Esha Vamsyan Rajarsin Punya Shlokan Mahatmana Anuvartita Swid Yasasa Sadhu Vadena Sattamma. The good king Yudhishthir inquired, O great souls, will he become a saintly king, as pious in his very name and as famous and glorified in his achievements as others who appear in the great royal family? So Yudhishthira Maharaj is asking that, they come from such a great lineage and such great kings have come. So will he be as great as these kings? Brahmano vacha partha partha prajavita sakshat Iksvakur eva manava brahmanya satya sandhascha ramo dasharthir yatha. The learned Brahmana said, O son of Pritha, this child shall be exactly like King Ikshvaku, son of Manu, in maintaining all those who are born. And as for following the Brahminical principles, especially in being true to his promise, he shall be exactly like Rama, the personality of Godhead, the son of Maharaj Dasharatha. So he's been compared to Supreme Lord Ramachandra and Ikshvaku, Manvantar period, the Manus, great personalities. So in short, Parikshit Maharaj is a great person. Why is Bhagavatam glorifying him? Giving credit where it is due. Because of Parikshit Maharaj, today we have Srimad Bhagavatam. Because of Parikshit Maharaj, the last 7 days of his life, without food, without water, he kept on asking questions to Shukadev Goswami. Shukadev Goswami answered questions about the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Because of those verses, we have access to knowing who Krishna was, how Krishna's devotees are, how to live in Krishna consciousness, how to live in difficult situations in Krishna consciousness, how to live in happy situations in Krishna consciousness, how to live in lusty situations in Krishna consciousness. All kinds of stories, all kinds of pastimes. Bhagavatam gives us pillars of our movement, right? Dating back to Krishna, who these people are, how they live their lives, right? And by seeing them, by understanding them, by understanding who Krishna is, how devotees are, we can also live our lives in Kali Yuga. So although 96% of the Vedas have been burnt down by people like Alexander, not so great, by people like Muhammad Ghaznavi, by people like Alauddin Khilji, and all these people, they've looted our treasures of Vedic knowledge. By Krishna's arrangement, we have Srimad Bhagavatam, we have Bhagavad Gita, we have Ishopanishad, we have a few Upanishads left. 4% of the Vedas that are still there, that are mainly the Bhakti literatures. That's all we need to go back to Godhead. So Krishna very intelligently has kept these safe so that those who are sincere in the age of Kali can go back home, back to Godhead through the boat of Srimad Bhagavatam. That's a great fortune. So that is Srimad Bhagavatam. And that Srimad Bhagavatam is due to Maharaj Parikshit. And in that Srimad Bhagavatam, we are hearing the glories of Maharaj Parikshit. So we know credit is given where it is due. Canto 1, chapter 12, text 20. Somebody wants to read? Chandrima, would you like to read?
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. एष दात सारण्यश्च यथा ह्ये असिनारः शिव यशो वितानितं स्वनाम त्वास्यांतिरिव यज्वानाम. Translation: This child will be a munificent donor of charity and protector of the surrendered, like the famous King Sibi of the Usinara country. And he will expand the name and fame of his family like Bharata, the son of Maharaj Dushyanta. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. So basically, glorification of the child, that he'll become great like this king, that king, that king, this, etc. More glorification of Parikshit Maharaj. Dhanvinam agranir esha tulyas charjunayor dvayo bhutasha eva durdharsha samudra eva dushtaraha. Amongst great bowmen, the child will be as good as Arjuna. He will be as irresistible as fire and as unsurpassable as ocean. Brahmanas are still glorifying King Parikshit. Mrigendra eva vikrato dishivyo himavan eva titikshur vasudeva so sahishnu pitarva eva. The child will be as strong as a lion and as worthy a shelter as the Himalaya mountains. He will be forbearing like the earth and as tolerant as his parents. Pitamaha sama samye prasade girisopabaha ashraya sarva bhutanam yatho devo ramashraya. The child will be like his grandfather Yudhishthir or Brahma in equanimity of mind. He will be the munificent. He will be munificent like Lord of the Kailasha hill, Shiva. And he will be the resort of everyone, like the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayana, who is even the shelter of Goddess of Fortune. But the kind of comparisons being made is unimaginable. Sarda Sadguna Mahatme Esha Krishnam Anuvartaha Ranti Deva Ivadaro Yayatir Eva Dharmikaha. The child will be almost as good as Lord Sri Krishna by following in his footsteps. In magnanimity, he will become as great as King Rantideva. And in religion, he will be like Maharaj Yayati. We will read about Rantideva in later chapters. Basically, he was a very, very generous king who didn't mind cutting off his own flesh to protect the life of a dove. Right? We'll read about his glories later on. But basically, great kings, even Lord Krishna, is brought into comparison to Parikshit Maharaj. Again, I'm not going through the entire purport because for us, in short, it's glorification. Dhritya Bali Sama Krishne Prahrada Iva Sadgraha Ahartasyo Swamedhanam Vridhanam Pariupashaya Pariupasakaha. This child will be like Bali Maharaj in patience, a staunch devotee of Lord Krishna like Prahlad Maharaj, a performer of many Ashwamedha sacrifices, and a follower of the old and experienced men. Rajarshinam Janayayitya Shasta Chot Patha Gaminam Nigrahita Kaler Esha Bhuvo Dharmasya Kardat. This child will be the father of kings who will be like sages. For world peace and for the sake of religion, he will be the chastiser of the upstarts and the quarrelsome. So as a king, it is important to do both, to protect and to correct. And he will do both. Now, as a king, we can understand. What about as a father, as a leader, as a business owner, as a chief minister, as a prime minister? Same thing. Leadership requires glorification, giving shelter, and reprimanding. There is a book called 1 Minute Managing that says exactly that, right? It's a modern management book that really simplifies management of people in 3 easy principles. And it talks about 1 minute reprimanding, 1 minute appreciation, 1 minute management. So it's like that. As a leader, all of those are required. And as this infant, Parikshit, is being born, the Brahmanas are glorifying him in so many ways. But one of the ways is he'll be such a leader who will be correcting as well as sheltering his residents. Correcting who? Those who require that correction. Taksha Takshakad Atmano Mrityum Dvija Putropare Dvija Putropasarjitat Prap Prapat Prapatsyata Upasrutya Mukta Sangapadam Hare. After hearing about his death, which will be caused by the bite of a snake bird. Have you heard of a snake bird? You will soon learn about it. By the bird of a snake bird, sent by a son of a Brahmana, he will get himself freed from all material attachment and surrender unto the personality of Godhead, taking shelter of him. So, at the birth of the child, his death is being already mentioned, how he will die. So, such was the prowess of Brahmanas of that time. Even 100 years ago, Brahmanas used to have that kind of astrological acumen. When Srila Prabhupada was born, his family, Kul Purohit, made the declaration that this boy eventually will go and spread the Sanatan Dharma in Paschatya Desh. And not only that, he will build a house where a whole world can live. And that house is called ISKCON, where the entire world finds refuge. Recently, Juhi went to Europe, and she went to I think 4-5 countries, and every country there is a ISKCON temple. When you meet ISKCON devotees, they're all feel like family. I've been to countries where they don't even speak English, right? I've been to countries where it's illegal to have any other religion but that religion, you know which one, right? And still there are devotees, and they treat you like your family. Although you don't look like them, you don't speak like them, you don't eat like them, the only commonality is you're part of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, you're a Krishna devotee, and that's why they welcome him with open arms. So Prabhupada built a house where the whole world can find shelter. And that's the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. It's a glorious organization. Unfortunately, there is so much politics and lawsuits and this and that, but that's a given. Why? Because in Kali Yuga, you're trying to establish Satya Yuga principles. It's not easy, right? So, of course, even those who are trying to be devotees have the Kali Yuga qualities in them. And guess what? The primary characteristic quality of Kali Yuga is to quarrel. Bhagavatam says that. Prayena alpayusa sabhya kalau asmid yuge janaha manda sumanda matayo manda bhagya upadrataha. Ocean of falls, manda bhagya, all the bad things are in Kali Yuga. But it's characterized by quarrelsome. People, when they quarrel, when there's disagreements, lawsuits, this is very typical of Kali Yuga. In that Kali Yuga, when everything is dark, demigods don't come to planet Earth. In previous yugas, you see demigods visit so many times. Kali Yuga, demigods don't come. It's just a bad time. It's like that part of the city you don't go where it's a lot of crimes and all. When it becomes dark, it's like, oh God, you'll get looted, plundered. So for demigod, it's like that. Oh, it's that time of the day. Oh, it's Kali Yuga time. Let's not go to planet Earth. We are born in that period. But Krishna is so kind. Bhagavatam is saying that in that dark Kali Yuga, there is one Kalo Asmin, there's one good thing. Kirtana ve Krishnasya. Kirtana eva Krishnasya. Mukta Sangha Param Gati. That in this ocean of falls, in this dark Kali Yuga, there is one great quality. What is that quality? That Harinam Sankirtan is going to be propagated. And because of that, this Kali Yuga becomes a very special Kali Yuga. Lord Chaitanya is here, Harinam Sankirtan is here. So all the demigods don't come during Kali Yuga. Demigods line up in their heavenly abode to take birth in Kali Yuga. Not only they come, they take birth in the house of devotees. Because this is that window when they get to be born in the Hare Krishna movement and can directly go back to Golok Vrindavan. Otherwise, Bhagavatam explains how demigods come back to planet Earth. They fall as rain. The rain gets absorbed by the grass. The grass gets eaten by the cows and the bulls. The bull, through the bull's semen, it gets into the cow. Then they take birth as a calf. Then, in next life, due to piety, they take a human form. Do you understand how difficult it is for a demigod to get a human life? And then in that human form of life, you have to do, lifetimes and lifetimes of perfect Varnashram system. Then you get the opportunity. Bahunam Janmanam Ante Jnanabvan Mam Prapadyate Vasudevam Sarvamiti Sa Mahatmasa Durlabha. That Bahunam Janmanam Ante, perfect lifetimes, lifetimes, finally you come to the conclusion Vasudevam Sarvamiti. Krishna is everything. Such a great person is very hard to find. So that long process versus take birth in the house of a devotee, chant Hare Krishna, eat Krishna Prasadam, dance in ecstasy, preach a little bit, go to Vrindavan Dham, go back to Godhead. Done. So demigods not only come, they take birth as devotee children. So these children who are born in the Hare Krishna movement are not common people. Srila Prabhupada would always say they are very special. Very special. And that's why they very quickly take on to Krishna consciousness. And devotees also do Garbhadharam Samskara and all of those things to attract great souls. So great souls take birth, do great things, go back to God. All of us are great souls. We are the fact that we are in Kali Yuga and we have access to Krishna directly. We have been to Vrindavan. We are chanting his holy name. We have access to his deity. We have access to his holy name. It's not a joke. It's not that is easily found in this world. Very rare. Very, very rare. Bharat bhumite janma hoilo jar, janma sarthak kori karo paropakar. People are born in the holy land of Bharat are very pious, very special people. After many, many great great charities and great things we have done, we are born in Bharat Desh, where even if you're born as an atheist, in an atheistic family, communist family, still you'll hear the holy name. You know how many countries exist that have never heard Krishna's holy name? Never heard the Hare Krishna Mahamantra? How unfortunate. Right? So we are very fortunate to be born in India. And even more fortunate that we have harnessed our inheritance. And even more fortunate that not only harnessed our inheritance, but actually applying it in our lives on a day-to-day basis to perfect ourselves and make others' lives perfect. And thereby, at the time of death, Krishna will personally take care of us in our transition back home, back to Godhead. So, we are all very special. It's not a joke. Who we are, we should be all not proud of ourselves, but be understanding of the great responsibility that comes from being special. For example, somebody is specially talented with a lot of intelligence, a lot of memory, a lot of wealth, a lot of good looks. It comes with a responsibility. When somebody becomes Miss Universe, they spend a whole year with that crowd, going to places, doing philanthropy, talking about good causes, and things like that. Why? Because it's a responsibility. You are become somebody very fortunate. So when we become fortunate in Krishna consciousness, it's our responsibility to make others fortunate, right? By sharing Krishna consciousness, by sharing whatever little bit we can with our friends, family, neighbors, etc. I'll end it here today. Uh, I'm in the middle of job interviews and I'm constantly getting phone calls and I don't have my office assistants and other things that I generally have in Kolkata. So I'm having to manage everything. So please forgive me. My phone is constantly buzzing. I'll leave, it's Ekadashi also. I'll leave 10 minutes early if I have your permission. But next week, I'll see you again and we'll continue with our Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam classes. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Hare Krishna. See you next Friday.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.